Have you ever felt like someone close to you might be secretly working against you? Maybe a friend, a colleague, or even a family member? What if I told you there are clear signs, 10 unmistakable clues that can help you identify and protect yourself from such manipulative individuals? Stay with me because today, we're diving into this crucial topic. In this video, we'll explore why recognizing manipulative behaviors is not just important, it's essential for your personal growth and peace of mind. The lessons we'll uncover today are rooted in the wisdom of ancient Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed that by mastering our awareness and emotional control, we can navigate life's challenges with clarity and strength. And what's more challenging than dealing with someone who pretends to care for you, but secretly undermines your trust? From constant manipulation to an unsettling lack of empathy, I'll walk you through the signs that may reveal a hidden evil in your midst. Think about it. How many times have you ignored a gut feeling because someone seemed charming? How often have you blamed yourself for someone else's deceit? By the end of this video, you'll not only recognize these behaviors, but also learn practical ways to protect your boundaries. Manipulative people are masters of distorting reality. They subtly twist the truth to make you question your perceptions. This tactic, often referred to as gaslighting, can leave you feeling confused and doubting your instincts. Think about it. How many times have you walked away from a conversation wondering, was I the problem? The truth is, manipulators thrive on creating this self-doubt. Another hallmark of manipulators is their use of charm. They often present themselves as charismatic and agreeable, luring you into a false sense of security. But here's the catch: this charm is a mask, a tool they wield to disarm you. Genuine kindness doesn't need an agenda, but with manipulators, there's always an ulterior motive. Lastly, compulsive lying is a signature trait. Manipulative individuals lie effortlessly and without remorse. They'll twist stories, omit details, or fabricate entire narratives to suit their agenda. A compulsive liar doesn't just lie occasionally, they weave lies into their daily life, eroding trust and stability. Take the story of James, who worked with a colleague that seemed supportive at first. Over time, James noticed subtle remarks that undermined his confidence. His colleague would praise him publicly, but criticize him harshly in private, often twisting facts to make James feel inadequate. It wasn't until James set firm boundaries and sought outside perspectives that he realized he was being manipulated. So, how do you protect yourself? First, maintain clarity. Whenever you feel unsure, write down the facts as you see them. Having a record can help you distinguish reality from distortion. Second, set boundaries. Be clear about what behavior you will and won't accept. Remember, boundaries aren't about pushing others away, they're about protecting your inner peace. Emotional and behavioral patterns often reveal much more than words can. Let's start with a lack of empathy. Manipulative individuals often show little to no genuine concern for others' feelings. Instead, they view relationships as transactional, extracting what they need while giving little in return. Their conversations are often one-sided, and when you express vulnerability, they may respond with indifference or even mockery. Next, let's talk about a darker trait: deriving pleasure from others' pain. You might notice them celebrating your failures or subtly enjoying your struggles. This isn't about tough love, it's about control. By keeping you feeling inadequate, they strengthen their position of dominance. And here's the tricky part: jealousy and isolation often disguise themselves as care. Have you ever had a friend or partner who insists, "I just want what's best for you," while subtly discouraging your dreams or isolating you from supportive people? This isn't care, it's a calculated move to keep you dependent. Take Sarah's story. She had a friend who always gave constructive criticism. Every time Sarah shared her achievements, her friend would say something like, "That's great, but don't you think it's a bit too ambitious?" Over time, Sarah began doubting herself and stopped pursuing her goals. It wasn't until she reflected on this pattern that she realized her friend's feedback wasn't supportive, it was undermining. So how can you identify these patterns? First, pay attention to how you feel after interactions. Do you leave conversations feeling uplifted or drained? Second, look for recurring behaviors. Are their helpful comments always tinged with negativity? Lastly, surround yourself with people who genuinely celebrate your wins and support your growth. Remember, true care doesn't come with strings attached, it comes with encouragement. Power dynamics in relationships or workplaces often stem from one person's hunger for control. Manipulators thrive on keeping others in a state of dependency, where they pull the strings, dictating decisions, emotions, and actions. One common tactic is blame games. Have you ever noticed someone who never admits fault? Instead, they twist situations to make others feel guilty or inadequate. This keeps their targets second-guessing their actions, unsure of their own abilities. Another tactic is isolation. Manipulative individuals work to cut you off from your external support systems, friends, family, or mentors, making it harder for you to gain perspective. Isolation ensures their voice is the loudest in your life, and their influence goes unchecked. Let me share the story of Mark. Mark had a boss who never allowed employees to take ownership of their successes. Anytime the team did well, the boss claimed credit. But when mistakes happened, blame was swiftly shifted onto others, often Mark. Over time, Mark began doubting his own competence. Worse, the boss discouraged team interactions, subtly hinting that collaboration was a waste of time. This left Mark feeling isolated, with no one to validate his experiences or provide support. How do you combat such power dynamics? First, build autonomy. Start small, make independent decisions in areas you control, and stand firm when your choices are questioned. Second, strengthen external support systems. Connect with friends, family, or even professional networks outside the manipulative environment. Remember, a robust support system acts as a mirror, reflecting your worth and providing clarity. Lastly, remind yourself of your inherent value. Manipulators want you to forget this because their power lies in your self-doubt. At its core, recognizing power dynamics is about taking back control of your mind, your choices, and your connections. By doing so, you shift the scales of power and reclaim your freedom. Awareness is the first step toward self-protection. One of the most telling signs of a toxic individual is their unrepentant behavior. These individuals rarely, if ever, admit their faults or take responsibility for their actions. Instead, they justify their misdeeds, often with excuses that deflect blame onto others. Recognizing this pattern is crucial because it reveals a lack of self-reflection and maturity. Stoic philosophy teaches us to remain grounded, focusing on what we can control: our reactions, our boundaries, and our choices. When faced with a manipulative individual, the key is not to react impulsively. Instead, practice emotional detachment and assess the situation objectively. Remember, their behavior reflects them, not you. Let me tell you about Anna. She was in a long-term friendship with someone who constantly criticized her under the guise of honesty. Over time, Anna noticed that her friend's remarks weren't about helping, but about maintaining a sense of superiority. Using Stoic principles, Anna decided to confront her friend calmly and set clear boundaries. When her friend refused to change, Anna chose to walk away. Today, Anna feels more confident and emotionally free. How can you establish healthy boundaries? Start by clearly defining what you will and won't tolerate in your relationships. Communicate your limits firmly but kindly. For instance, if someone consistently interrupts you, calmly say, "I'd like to finish my thought first before hearing yours." This small but firm statement asserts your value. Next, practice self-care to reinforce your emotional resilience. Meditation, journaling, or simply taking time to reflect can help you stay balanced and clear-headed. Lastly, trust your instincts. If someone's behavior feels off, don't ignore it. Address it or distance yourself. Your peace is priceless, and no relationship is worth sacrificing it. Building awareness and self-protection is about reclaiming your power. By recognizing unrepentant behaviors and setting boundaries, you ensure that your emotional space remains healthy and your life fulfilling. As we come to the end of this video, let's take a moment to recap the 10 warning signs that someone close to you might be manipulating or sabotaging your well-being. From constant manipulation and charming facades to a lack of empathy and unrepentant behavior, these signs aren't just red flags, they're roadmaps to protecting your peace. Awareness is your greatest shield. By identifying these patterns early, you can prevent harm, build stronger boundaries, and foster healthier relationships. Remember, recognizing toxic traits isn't about judging others, it's about safeguarding your mental and emotional health. Now, let's hear from you. Have you encountered any of these warning signs in your own life? How did you handle them? Share your story in the comments below. Your experiences could inspire and empower others. And if this video brought you value, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insights into navigating life with clarity and strength. Remember, knowledge is power, and every step towards self-awareness brings you closer to a life of peace and fulfillment. Thank you for joining me on this journey.